Hi everyone, you're watching the Player Review Team channel. Today, we're going to talk about two twins, or rather about which version of Paul Pogba you should actually choose and whether it's worth doing at all. We'll also decide who's the better pick between Busquets and Pogba, and who will definitely complete on our main account. All that in today's video. First, we want to thank our active subscribers once again for providing us with accounts that have different versions of the Frenchman. As you might guess, both twins share a height of 192 centimeters, a unique body type, and 5+4 in skill moves and weak foot. However, the CDM version has a lengthy acceleration type, while the Chem one has controlled. In terms of chemistry styles, we recommend Shadow or Engine for the defensive version, and Hunter, Engine, or even Finisher for the attacking one. Both cards have the box-to-box role, but the Chem plays more like a Shadow Striker, while the CDM acts as a deep-lying playmaker. But don't forget that on November 5th, they'll receive all available roles, and in early December, they'll gain double pluses on those roles. They'll also get a 1-week stat boost, but we'll get to that later. Guys, Weekend League already starts, which means it is time to grab the best rewards. If you thought about boosting your account and at the same time having the chance to watch the stream, write to us. Contact is in the video description. Let's make it clear right away, the defensive version is noticeably faster than the attacking one. Of course, that's thanks to Lengthy. The Frenchman feels very quick, even with Engine. And as you can imagine, he's faster off the ball as well. So that's 10 points to Gryffindor right away. But do you know what the attacking Pogba does better? Exactly, left stick control. That much was obvious. But more importantly, he has quicker animation changes, like this elastic dribble right here. No surprise, Pogba has always known how to make things look beautiful. His left stick dribbling is also sharper, and such fast animation speed simply can't be achieved with the CDM version. That's where the Chem really wins. And while the CDM version may be faster on longer runs thanks to Lengthy, this Pogba dribbles better, pulls off skill combos more effectively, and accelerates quickly after them. He's also better with his first touch. He turns faster after receiving the ball, especially when it's coming from the opponent, and his shooting is just out of this world. Still, both versions have top-tier shooting with either foot. Pogba's shots feel very similar to Rashford's rockets, mainly thanks to his 90-shot power. But let's go back to the defensive version. First, take a look at his movements with Engine. Yes, they're a little slower, but still quite sharp if you time your dribbles right. Second, his 5-star skills and tall body types sometimes let him glide right through defenders. That's been a Pogba signature for a few editions now. Again, you can see something similar after a Trickster skill. Here, Saliba becomes the victim and he's not exactly weak physically. And third, we want to thank Krasi for discovering the dribbling trick using constant L1 spam followed by an R1 exit. Until EA fixes R1 dribbling, you can try the same L1 spam for tighter control. By the way, Pogba feels more refined not only because of his unique body type but also due to the inventive playstyle. It allows for elegant ball control and more stylish gameplay. Essentially, Inventive combines the old flair and Trivela pass. That's why players with Inventive have special animations, not only when receiving the ball, but also when making creative passes. And speaking of real life, we also got this never-ending penalty animation. Thanks EA for the realism, though speeding it up by 2 times wouldn't hurt. Now a few words about his physicality. The Frenchman uses his arms well to push off opponents, which helps during aerial duels at corners. And in this moment, he positions his body perfectly while on player lock. A curious sequence. Let us know if you've seen similar moments from other players after using player lock. Those were clips from the Chem version. The defensive one is even stronger physically. Here, he literally shoves the opponent off the ball and wins it back for his team. That brings us smoothly to his defensive game. We won't talk much about the Chem's defense, but the CDM version deserves attention. Defensive Pogba is significantly stronger, so he easily wins the ball back just by running alongside his opponent. And he doesn't feel clunky either. Jockeying works well after the latest patch, even for tall players without the talent. Also, Anticipate activates quite often while jockeying, so right now, Anticipate is more important than ever. His long legs and intercept make him a must-have for any defensive midfielder. Plus, his frame helps protect the ball immediately after interceptions. Another cool aspect is that when he makes a mistake while dribbling, Pogba often recovers the ball himself and keeps the attack going. However, you might be surprised to hear that this card lacks slide tackles. For example, in this situation, a slide tackle would have triggered, but even a golden intercept didn't help here. And the Chem version sometimes doesn't intercept passes that go right past him. But that was expected. Maybe the CDM version could use a bit of bruiser to meet opponents more aggressively and win the ball with one strong push. Anyway, Pogba is an excellent defensive midfielder with lengthy acceleration, great playstyles, and a tall, solid body type. Besides, as mentioned earlier, both cards are great finishers, especially inside the box. We played enough matches overnight to confirm that both versions have almost identical shooting power. It's just a pity that neither got finesse shot or trivela. Remember these rockets from real-life Pogba? Still, we managed to score a couple of his signature goals. Here, he beats two defenders with a skill, bursts into space, and unleashes a cannon from his right foot. Of course, with Trickster in mind, we wanted something flashier. And after many attempts, we finally got it. It might not look as spectacular as real-life Pogba's goals, but it works. We even scored a direct dead ball goal with the CDM version, who doesn't even have the dead ball talent. But once again, shot power did the job. In real life, Pogba was known not only for his insane long shots, but also for his incredible long balls. Naturally, both versions have long ball and inventive, meaning they can deliver pinpoint passes even with trivela. You might say, but he doesn't have tiki-taka. That's true, but it doesn't make him any worse than players who do. Again, this applies to both versions. Yes, connection and link play matter, but what matters most is hitting your teammate perfectly with the left stick when passing. Plus, both cards have the triangle playstyle, which for some can be even more valuable than tiki-taka, especially the golden version, which is noticeably better than the silver one. All that said, we definitely recommend completing the defensive version rather than the cam. He's great not only as a deep-lying playmaker, but also as a true box-to-box midfielder. Just be ready to sub him off around the 60th minute if he's been heavily involved. Basically, this card has only two real downsides, stamina and links. Maybe you can also count the left stick, but with engine it's more than acceptable, especially with his tall, unique frame. The key positives are excellent playstyles, upcoming roles, lengthy acceleration, and a fair price. In short, the pros far outweigh the cons. So if you can link this guy at least on 2 chemistry points, you should absolutely complete him. That said, if you went for the more attacking version, you didn't make a mistake either. We'll eventually get new evolutions, including ones for forwards, and trust us, this body type will rival Ibrahimovic, only more agile. So even if Pogba didn't impress you right away, don't submit him into future SBCS. Keep him for evolutions instead. Also, remember that both cards will receive a temporary 99 stat boost. First on November 5th, then again on December 4th, but only for a week. It's a strange compromise from EA. They could have made stamina or aggression permanently 99 instead of boosting an entire section like passing or physical for just a week. As for Sergio Busquets, well, we'll probably complete him on our main account. First, he's a bit more durable, which still matters. Second, Pogba doesn't really fit our team's links, and we don't want to rebuild the squad completely. Busquets fits perfectly into our La Liga setup, and those icon links will surely come in handy later. The only downside is that we'll have to wait longer for his evolution due to the rating, so he might lose relevance faster. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, or it at least helped pass the time, don't forget to drop a like. It's easy for you, and it means a lot to us. Or better yet, subscribe so you don't miss our next review. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, we'll try to respond quickly. Thanks for watching till the end, and see you in the next videos.